with that being said, anytime the alternative of homeschooling brought up, it seems like everybody just want to lose their mind. So I had to do a little bit of research, and I just want to just talk about things that I found, some of the points, some of the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of homeschooling versus traditional public education. So the first thing is cultural norms and perceptions. So I feel like we as Americans traditionally just trust the public education system. It's kind of like one of the cornerstones of American society. It's super old, it's worked. I feel like at this point we're probably like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I feel like we can do so much better than that if we really wanted to. Um, there's skepticism towards alternatives. So a lot of people say that homeschooling can be overly religious or limiting as far as like socialization goes, or kind of like academically inferior to public education. So when I was a kid, when I was in school, yeah, most of the kids that were homeschooled we did consider weird. So I guess it kind of just depends on a lot of stuff, but there wasn't enough like population that was homeschooled for us to really get a good, or I guess good reading. And we could be judgmental as kids. Kids can be weird. It didn't have to be. So this the public education system, the way that it was conceived to me, is questionable. I do understand that it provides structure. I learned a lot in school. I love school. Elementary, y'all, I had all kind of awards. I was in all kind of clubs. I was A's and B's student, all through like high school. I went to college 4 years in. I was out. I had a 4.0 the whole time. Like, I'm not against school. I just feel like there is practically a better alternative, and I feel like I can feel that, especially if I'm gonna be at home anyway. So the second thing is the fear of inequality. So there's already educational gaps. Some people think that with more families having more money, or with some families having more money than others, that it will just widen the educational gap. So that for me, and give more opportunities. That for me, when it comes to jobs and networking and things after college, I can see we're gonna get to that next, or one of these. I don't want to get too far into that, but it feels like I don't know. When kids are young, it's a basic education. It's just a basic way of being in the world and learning how to go with the flow and how to be adaptable and how to go with changes. And I feel like that can be accomplished at home. So a lot of people are skeptical that kids don't get the real world feel while they're homeschooling. But and I question that. But to my understanding, and like just from being in mom groups now and seeing what moms are saying, I think the latest thing that I've understood is that some of the schools in my area are taking away phones period in school. Most of the moms are not happy about that because they like an open line of communication when necessary, or for it to be an option. Duh. I mean, I agree. Um, Kids do need to understand how to put their phones away and only use them for emergency purposes. But yeah, like my son's 4, and like I feel like I do need some form of communication with him, and he's gonna be gone 8 hours of the day, 5 days out of the week. But my child, he socializes wherever we go. He knows he can order his own food at McDonald's. He goes to the library. I mean, we're out. He's now, I will say he's picky. Sometimes he doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to play that game with the kids. But he don't have no issues. So that's the next number 3, socialization. So the argument is that as a limit social skills despite evidence of diverse social activities. Our second point there is public school. Oh, I already said that too. real world interaction. Yeah, like my child can talk to anybody. Other kids his age, kids younger than him, adults, it doesn't matter. I honestly feel like there's plenty of things to do outside of school. Like we go to the grocery store, we do real life stuff, and he's there. Like I don't, the socialization thing is hard for me to get around because he hasn't been to school yet, and back to what I said about like moms and not having the phones at school, the kids apparently don't get to interact with each other unless they're at lunch or in recess. So that I'm having a hard time with kind of trying to process because I've been out of school for so daggone long. And I just have kids. So I don't know what a classroom environment is like when kids have phones there. Like, are they talking amongst each other? Are they made to sit still like they for the entire time? I feel like COVID might have turned a lot of that on its head. How would I know? How would I know? So the fourth thing is economic and political interest. So economic dependency, of course, school and internships and networking and all that stuff comes with opportunity. So at the end of the day, if you're not looking for a job, if you are concerned with creating your own job and um, doing your own thing, I feel like the quicker you can get out there and figure it out as a young adult, the quicker you can figure it out and become successful. So weigh your options there. Weigh your options there. Political influences, social or schools often reflect societal values and serve as a means of instilling cultural and civic norms. I presume that they mean standards and some of the things like daily practices. I presume I guess I'm gonna show that I live in the South. That they're talking about the Pledge of Allegiance and maybe like home ec classes, civic norms. I might have to do some research on that. Does that just mean just being a good citizen and input into society? I have to take that one. The fifth thing is misconception about feasibility, and this is because there's some things. I'm not a huge fan of algebra, but I'm not a dummy, and I honestly feel like instead of the Pythagorean theorem or pi or geometry, like we might fill that with some other curriculum. Or we get school properly. You. Anywho, it is feasible. It's like anything else in your life. If you make a decision that you want to do it, you do it. There's co-ops or cooperatives available. You can get on Facebook. You can find other groups, homeschooling groups in your area. You can find, I know there's a lady who lives beside my mom, and she's a part of a co-op. And every other Friday, she visits another family. And then the other Friday, that family visits her. And they come over, they clean, they talk, the kids play together. I mean, I'm down. That's amazing idea. So you got co-ops, you have curriculum. I'm in South Carolina. There's three options in South Carolina. It's a basic, make it real simple. The first option, I don't even know if they're in order, but the first option is using South Carolina's curriculum. The second option is using your curriculum, and the third option is like a mix of them both. So you have to log your hours, and you have to be able to provide like daily lessons and things that you have. But at the end of the day, it's feasible if you want it to be. It's feasible if you let it be. If this is something that you truly want, I believe at the end of the day we can make it happen. Even with a work schedule. Okay? So community, you'll have community outside of like, you know, what is it? Parent teacher meetings. So I guess you see other parents there, and you have some type of community. You have birthday parties and stuff at school. You get to know the parents. So it's the same thing, you know, in homeschooling. We just don't meet at school. We just meet at the park or the library or things like that. So I'm technically, I wouldn't say I'm homeschooling now, I guess, because I haven't gotten into like a daily routine and I don't log anything. But we do learning stuff every day. Like when he was 2, he my little boy was asking about water going down the drain. So he knows how to explain how water comes in the house and goes back out of the house. He don't know to put that in his language. Life lessons, and we all have learned. We all can teach life lessons at the end of the day. Okay? It don't have to be as difficult as we make it. Um, there is the point that parents lack expertise to teach effectively. At the end of the day, we teach stuff every single day. I might not call myself an educator, but I'm definitely a teacher. I teach at home. You do too. We teach you. At the end of the day, it's the subject matter. And we can bring formal subject matters and make them informal. So don't let it fool you. Don't let the lesson plans and the pages and the standardized tests fool you. It's it's doable. So the last point I want to make is there is always a resistance to change. So back to the first point, how long we've been doing this? How long how long have we been going to school? My mom went to public school. My mom's mom went to public school. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a cycle, and it's so normal, and it's so ingrained in society and how we work because most of us follow the same path. We graduate high school, we go to college, we get a good job, we get married, we have kids, we work at the same place forever, then we retire and hope we got enough money. It's just a whole life of, you know, it'll work, it's comfortable, it's cool, I manage. And at the end of the day, like, resistance to change, it hurts. I don't like getting out of my box. I like being comfortable too. But at the end of the day, comfort is not my main concern.